Hello students, I am Snehal from KLE Society's BCA College, Nippon. So in the previous sessions we learned on the positive testing. So what is the positive testing? In the positive testing we learn that here the positive testing is going to validate only the valid set of values. Okay, where the only positive sets of scenarios will going to be checked. Okay, so that is the positive testing. So in this session we are going to only focus on the examples of the positive testing. Okay, so see what the example they have here. Now here for understanding the better concept of the positive testing, consider a only simple example. Now consider a scenario where you want to test an application which contains a simple text box, okay, to enter the age. Okay, now text box, it is one of the tool, and I think that in many applications you have used in the advanced Java also. Again, when you learning and when you are learning this C#, you are using a simple this type of a toolbox. Toolboxes, okay, a text box is there. Okay, so in the application what you are having a simple text box, and that text box is there for only entering the value of the age. Okay, enter the age, and requirements say that what it should take only the integer word. Okay, requirement says that okay, it should take only the integer values. Okay, obviously if we are entering the age, what it means that age it should be an integer value. Okay, means what, it is not a fractional value. Integer means what? Integer means what? It is one of the data type which you are learning in the many different types of a programming language. Integer number. Integer is a data type where the fractions number is not going to be considered, and the range of the integer is also considered. Why? Because a short int is there, long int is there, and you have learned more clearly about this concept. So what is the scenario over there? You are having one application. Now in that application you are having one text box, and within that text box you need to enter a age. Now what the requirement says over there, it should take only the integer values. What it takes? It takes only the integer values. Now so here provide a positive integer value. Now so suppose we are providing the positive integer values, okay, to check whether it is working as expected or not is the positive testing. Okay, what we are providing to that within that text box, we are providing only the positive integer value. Now when we are providing that positive integer value, what it is going to check whether it is expected as per the requirement or not. Okay, so which is nothing but the positive testing. So most of the application developers are implemented the positive scenario where the test, okay, where the tester gets the lesser defects or less defects, okay, and count around the positive testing. Simply see here the age is there, okay, enter only number. Now what is this number? Only the integer number. Why? Because the age is not the fractional. We are the human beings, we are understanding what we needed to enter over there. Okay, so this is the text box. What they are expecting, what is the requirement says that enter only the integer value. Age says us that you are needed to enter only the integer values. Okay, so this is the only thing we need to consider. Now this is the only one way to think on this. See, whatever way the values we have entered, it is totally wrong. 999. The age, it is not being present till date now. Okay, whatever may be the era we are living over here, in this era this age is not present, but still also this is one of the example. Why? Because it is an integer value. Okay, it is an integer value. See where the mistakes are going to be done by the persons. Okay, now this is the simple example. See, again I am going to explain you what is the positive testing. Here we are going to validate only the positive set of values. Only we are going to validate the valid set of values. Okay, so when we are going to validate the positive set of values or the valid set of values, it is going to be tested as per the expected result or not. So if when we are going to consider the positive testing, it should behave as per the expected requirements or not. So when we are considering the positive scenario, which means that whatever will the requirements and the specification that should be get collected through our requirement specification documentation, it should be get meet. by the developer. We can say that. So what is the example, or which example we need to consider for understanding this concept? Consider we are having one application to test where we are having a simple text box. Now in that text box we need to enter a age. Now what the requirement says us, as per the requirement specification, it says us that it should take only the integer values. Okay, so here we are going to provide only a positive integer value to check whether it is working as expected or not in a positive testing manner. So most of the application developers are implemented the positive scenarios where the test gets the less defect count. Why? Because we are thinking it in a positive way, which means that where the defects are not going to be occurred. Okay, why? Because we have developed it in such a way that, okay, around the positive testing. So this is the positive testing scenario and the example of the positive testing scenario. So this is the positive testing. So when the questions will be get asked for you for the 2 marks, or the we can say it should not be get asked for you for the 5 marks, but basically it will be get asked to you for the 2 marks. What is the positive testing, and give a simple example on this. So basically what you are going to write for that, a positive testing is the testing technique of the black box testing, where the positive testing is going to validate only the positive set of values or the valid sets of values, where it should be get checked whether as per the expected inputs or not. So when the positive testing is going to be considered, here we need to say that all the requirements and specifications are going to be fulfilled over here after the positive testing. Why? Because it is a positive testing. We are thinking it only for positive. We are thinking it only for the valid set of inputs and valid set of values. So this is that. And for the example, again I am going to say that consider a simple application where you are having a simple text box. That text box says you to enter the age, and what the requirement says us, okay, it says us that it should take only the integer values. So here you see, so here you are going to, or the tester or the testing person is going to provide you to only the positive integer value to check whether it is working as per the expected or not in a positive testing manner. So most of the application developers are implements the positive scenario where the tester gets the defect count around the positive testing. So this is the example, and this is the diagrammatic way we have shown you. So this is the positive section. In the next sessions we are going to move for the next part of the black box testing, that is nothing but the negative testing. Okay.